So now I'm going to talk just a little bit about basic shapes and show you a few things about basic shapes. Basic shapes are very important because everything, almost everything we draw, everything geometric can be broken down into this, and even organic things like human figure can be broken down into geometric shapes. So let's start with a simple cube. We know more or less how to draw a square. We just need to draw two lines parallel here to each other and of equal length, and then two lines here of equal length. And to make that into a cube, all you have to do is repeat that same size square and make these lines, all of these lines parallel, and then connect the two corners, or I'm sorry, the four corners. You can see as I'm doing this, the lines are not coming out perfect every time, so I'm making several lines until I find the ones I want. Usually I do this with a very light pencil, and I could go over just the shapes I want with a dark pencil, and you would hardly see any of the structure. Another thing that's very common is a cylinder. We use a cylinder every time we draw a glass, or a cup, or a vase. And you'll see many people drawing these in your class. So think about the two basic shapes that make up the glass. The bottom of the glass is round and the top of the glass is round. And you should have two lines that connect them. Common mistake is that we draw glasses like this. We see the circle at the top. We see the bottom as being flat because it's sitting on the table. But the truth is, there's always going to be a curve here, unless you're looking at a table and you're looking at a glass at perfect eye level. And that's very rare. Usually you're looking down. If I can see that I'm looking down here into the cup, then I should be able to see a curve here. If I were to be looking up at the cup, then the cup would look like this. The table edge would be way over here. I wouldn't be able to see the curved. I wouldn't be able to see down into it because I'm looking up. So a cup at this point would look something like this. So you don't ever really see this and flat at the same time, because seeing down into this means that you're looking down in, and it should really be curved. Another fascinating thing about this shape is that by taking one long cylinder and slicing it into several pieces, we can illustrate that concept. So here's going to be one slice of a cylinder. I'm looking up at this one. So it's going to look like this. Here's going to be one a little bit flatter, but not really flat. And still, I'm looking up at that. That's why I'm able to see the bottom of it, because I'm looking up at it. Now let's say there's one right here. This is eye level. So at eye level, a perfect eye level, this is basically what you're going to see. So here's your eye. That's eye level. Now, if there's one below that one, it's going to have a slight oval. And there's one farther below that, that oval is going to become more of a circle. So you see how that works. You can take an item and you can slice it and then spread it out. This is your eye level. This is looking up. You'll see the bottom only. Okay, remember how I said you could also use these basic shapes to draw things that are not geometric, like the human body is not geometric. But we can start the human body with a circle indicating the head, an egg shape indicating the rib cage, and a bowl shape indicating the hips. And then we can take those shapes and we can slowly connect them. We put in the jawbone, put in the spine, and then start to build the hip bones, the knees, etc. So even with the human form, this one's waving at you, even with the human form, you can start with a number of geometric shapes. And you also can do things like draw a center line down that will help you determine where the facial features will be. And we'll figure out more about that later. This one's slightly at an angle, so the very center of this form is going to work like that. And then after you draw this, you could even start with the musculature, the shapes of the arms, the shapes of the calf muscles. Many of these are elongated ovals. You can see how there are many geometric forms. Ultimately, the neck is round, so it's something of a cylinder. So there are many geometric forms, and you start by drawing those, and then you can connect the pieces, and before you know it, you have a fairly realistic human form.